I am Soras Pandey. This is SQL Depository, and today we will talk about blocking in MySQL. Before coming to blocking, we first have to understand locking. So, what exactly a locking is? Locking is a mechanism that any database engine provides to maintain the consistency in the concurrent environment. So, in a concurrent environment, there will be lots of transactions which will try to access the same table at the same time. So, in that case, there has to be some mechanism that will control the locking behavior, this behavior of any database engine or any environment, so that your database will always be in a consistent state, right? So there are multiple kind of locking that you can see in MySQL instance, and there is a compatibility matrix. So these lockings mainly are exclusive, which is represented by X, IX, which is intent exclusive, S, which is shared, and IS, which is intent shared. So this is the compatibility matrix. Like the exclusive lock is not compatible with any other kind of lock. So if one transaction has taken the exclusive lock on one table or few rows, then no other transaction can access those rows until there is no hint given. But that's a different topic. But otherwise, no other transaction can use that table. While if you'll see the shared lock, it has only the conflict with exclusive and intent exclusive lock, while shared and intent shared lock is compatible with shared lock, which means if I'm trying to access one table and I'm just selecting that table, selecting the record from that table, and some other person is also trying to select the record from that table, then both can do at the same time. No one will block each other. Okay, but for exclusive lock, as it comes when you are doing something like update, so you don't want two people to be update the same record at the same time. In that case, there will be a conflict. So that is why locking mechanism has been provided, which will lead to blocking sometime. Okay, so let me replicate one blocking scenario first. So I have opened one session here, and I have the employees schema in my MySQL instance. I'm going to use that schema. Oops. So it says unknown database employees. Let me do a show databases. Okay, I have changed the delimiter. So let me change it back to the default one. And then I have this employee schema here. Some people may say the database, which is also correct. So let me go ahead and use employees, and database schema has changed. If you want to verify, then you can use this command, which is select database, which is a function, and it says that you are currently on employees database. Okay, so same thing I'm gonna do in one more session here. So here I'll use employees database again, and now I have two sessions which are working on employees database. Now I've written few scripts here. So in the first script, you can see I'm starting a transaction and then updating employees table, and I'm changing the birth date to 1953-903, where employee number is 10001. Okay, and I'm not neither committing it or nor running the rollback, right? So it will keep the lock with itself, because until it will not commit or roll back, it cannot release the lock. And I'm gonna update the exactly same record from the another session, where I'm changing the birth date to 1953-0904, and the employee number is same, so it is gonna update the same records. And I'm also neither running the rollback or nor running commit after this command, right? So let me copy this command first. And paste it here. And this command has run, it has updated the record, but it is not yet committed. Now, I'm going to copy this command, and you don't have to write the command because I will provide the command in the video itself. So you can find it on the YouTube. So you don't have to write any command while watching this video. And I'm going to run this command from another window. And now this command is blocked. And you can see that this update ran immediately and it says, okay, the matched row was one, and then it changed also that row, but here it is blocked. Now, here I am running this command, so I know which command is blocking which command and which session is blocking which session. But in the production scenario, in case of application, you will have to run few queries. You will have to identify which session or which thread ID is blocking which thread ID. So there are a couple of queries that you can use to troubleshoot this kind of scenario. So the first query that I'm going to use is, it is the table InnoDB _ TRX in information schema. And in the third window, I'm going to run this command. Okay, and let me go up, and what it say is the thread ID 4, which is running this command, and then there is another thread ID which is 2, and it is running. So under the command you can see null because it is in sleep state. It has already run the command. It is just waiting for transaction to finish. Once it will encounter commit or rollback, the transaction will be finished. Okay, but it does not say anywhere that which thread ID is being blocked by which thread ID or which command is being blocked by which command. So you don't get that information here. There is another command which is select. Sorry, not select. It is so full process list. If you run this, it is little weird. So let me change it to this. And now you can see there are 3 entries, one for ID 2, and it is in sleep state. ID 4, which is running this command, and it says updating. And then there is third one, which is this session, and it is running so process list, so full process list. Okay. Then you have this query. You can find this query online also. Otherwise, I'll provide this query in the YouTube video also. So you can copy this query from wherever you want. Let me copy this and go ahead and execute this command. Let me actually change this to this format. And now in the result, you can clearly see that waiting thread is 4, blocking thread is 2, and this is what waiting thread is running. Now, what you can do in this scenario? So one thing that you can do is you can wait for this thread to complete. So if I'll go here and if I'll run rollback or commit, this will complete and the other command will execute. And the other way of doing it is you can go ahead and kill the command which is running in blocking thread 2. It is right now in sleep state, but it is not completed yet. So it depends on us, and normally you cannot directly go ahead and kill customer's action, right? So you will have to verify with the customer or support. It depends on what process you opt, but this is up to you. But otherwise, if I'll go ahead and if I'll say commit, so let me go back to this session first, and you can see that it is still stuck. It is not yet completed. But as soon as I'll run commit, or if I'll run rollback, and if I'll come here, now it is completed, right? So let me go ahead and roll back this one again. And now both the transactions are completed. And if you'll go ahead and run the exactly same command again, you will find empty set because there is no blocking. So this is very useful command to identify the blockings. Now, let me go ahead and execute the same commands again, and let me try to resolve the issue by killing the thread ID. So let me paste it here, and it is completed. Let me copy this command and let me paste it here, and it is stuck. Okay. And if I'll execute this same command again, it will tell me the same thing, that the waiting thread is 4, waiting blocking thread is 2, and this is the query which is being blocked, right? So you have the transaction ID and many other information as well. Now, if I'll go ahead and if I'll write kill 2 and execute this, now this kill command is completed. If I'll come back here, this transaction is killed. If I'll do try to do a commit here, or if I try to do a rollback here, let's see what exactly it will say. Okay, so although it has told me that the query was okay and 0 rows were affected, but here you can see that it had to reconnect because this connection was broken. This connection was killed. Now this update was not there anymore. It is already rolled back. Okay. But if you'll come here, this query has completed as soon as I killed the command, killed the thread ID. Okay, but it is not yet completed. If I'll run any other command again, then now this command will start to block the other command if it is using the same row in the same table. So let me go ahead and copy this command and execute it from here, and you can see that this time it has been blocked. Okay, and if I'll go ahead and kill this one this time, so that kill 4, and if you'll go back here, you can see this command is completed, and this time I'm gonna do a rollback here. So this is how you can identify the blockings, and these are few ways that you can use to troubleshoot this kind of blocking scenario, because they will hamper the performance of your production system, right? Now, there are a few other commands that will give you some significant information related to locking and blocking. Like if I'll start a transaction again, and then if I'll execute this command again, and then if I'll go to another window and if I'll run so open tables where in underscore use is greater than 0, okay, it says empty table because there is no open table, right? But when the command is running, when then there is any command which is running, it will tell you that this table is being blocked. So this is also not exactly related to blocking, but this is also a useful command which you can use in your production environment, right? So let me actually go ahead and let me remove this. Okay. And come back here. Let me run this. Now, as that command is still executing, it says that, okay, so this employees table in the employees schema or database in use, and it is being used by one transaction. If it is being used by multiple transactions, then this number will change. Okay, so that is why I said where it is greater than 0, which means there has to be at least a count of 1, right? So this is also one of the important command that you can use to troubleshoot blocking kind of scenarios and identify where exactly the blocking is. So this is what I wanted to cover in this session, and as always, thanks for watching.